Here's how you know a relationship is a good relationship for you. It makes you feel better about yourself, not worse. It makes you feel more loved. So if you are not getting those things, it's a relationship you can't be in.
Here is today's case.
My boyfriend, Darrell, is a serious cheater and a liar.
I love my girl, Tiara, but she won't let go of my past.
Darrell doesn't respect me, our relationship, or our family.
I admit, I used to do bad, but that's all behind me now.
I've caught Darrell cheating on me more times than I can count.
Tiara's so paranoid, I can't even get a ride home from work without her going crazy.
Darrell is unreliable and rather live in a car than find us a place.
Tiara needs to ease up and start trusting me, or this relationship is done.
This is it, and if Darrell can't get it together, then I am done.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Your Honor, as you know, for the first time on Divorce Court, we have a virtual audience, and it's filled with your superfans. Today's superfan of the day is Samantha from Atlanta, Georgia.
Samantha, welcome to Divorce Court. We're so happy to have you with us today.
Your Honor, this is the case of Martin versus Anderson.
Thank you, Juan. Tiara Martin,
Yes, Your Honor.
you have brought Mr. Darrell Anderson
Yes, Your Honor.
to Divorce Court today. The two of you have been in a relationship for the past few years. You're suing because he say he owes you $5,000
Yes, Your Honor.
for lost baby clothes. You'll explain that to me. And also, sir, you're countersuing for $500. You say she owes you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I'll start with you, Miss Martin. Why don't you give me some background on the two of you?
I'm here because my boyfriend, Darrell, he's a liar, he's a cheater, he's unreliable, and he's also left me homeless on several occasions.
Okay, why don't you give me some background, sir? Why are you here today?
We're here today because Tiara doesn't trust anything that I say. She said I'm unreliable, and I'm the reason of her being homeless multiple occasions.
The two of you you're young. You're both 27 years old. You've been together since you were 24, and you have a 1-year-old
Yes.
together.
Yes, Your Honor.
But you say he's unreliable, and you've had all of these issues during the course of your relationship. Can you elaborate on that?
I can say infidelity. His temper is a major problem in our relationship. The financial part, I could say he's unreliable because he can't keep a job.
You said there were a number of red flags in the very beginning of the relationship between the two of you. And it started with some late night phone calls.
Yes.
Why don't you tell me about that?
He was at my house, my place, and we were actually, watching movies, just got done, chilling, and my phone is like going off the hook, it's going crazy. And I'm like, well, who's calling me? So I'm looking at the phone and it's an unknown number. So when I answer it, it's his ex. And she's asking me, hey, is Darrell there? Is he staying with you? And
She's calling your phone,
Yes.
asking for him? Okay.
So I handed him the phone. I wake him up, I say, here, your girlfriend's calling you. And he looks at the phone and say, I don't have a girlfriend. And hangs the phone up. And at this time, I'm getting ready for work. I used to work full-time, 7 to 3. I'm getting ready for work, and
What were you doing for work at the time?
I was a CNA. So getting ready for work, I come out, and he's getting his stuff on. So I come back in the room, and he's gone.
He just disappeared?
He's out the apartment.
What time was this?
This had to be like 5, because I used to get up at like 4:30 to get the kids.
This was 5 in the morning. He
5
leaves.
in the morning, though.
It had to be. It was
5 in the
early.
And what
morning.
happened?
Come on, man.
I just got finished getting dressed. I didn't hear from him maybe until it was either later on that day or maybe the next day.
Okay, and where'd you go, sir? At 5 o'clock in the morning, you had an emergency?
I don't remember it being 5 o'clock in the morning.
Well, whatever time it was.
I mean-
What happened?
It was an ex. She did call her phone looking for me, but it was an ex. I mean,
Okay, I'm curious now about where you went at 5 o'clock in the morning after
I think it was like maybe 6:30, 7 o'clock. But anytime,
Doesn't matter.
Anytime
Where'd you go?
Anytime I stayed over her house, she know I'll leave around 7 to go outside.
So you just left to go outside?
Yeah, I used to go to like my family member house. Like whenever I stayed the night over her house, I was staying with a family member at the time. So whenever I stayed at her house, I leave at 7 to go to their house.
So you're saying when you ghosted, disappeared without saying a word, this was just your normal routine to leave in the mornings and go to one of your family members'
Yeah,
house?
I mean, it was the same family member every day. So, and she knew I leave early in the morning.
Is that what happened that day?
But this particular time, it wasn't, he didn't say anything. So no, this wasn't the normal routine. That
He say goodbye.
Exactly.
He just left. Why do you think he did that?
Being sneaky, or because he got caught up.
Oh, okay.
How can I get
Because
caught
you
up with somebody I'm
wanted
not
to
with?
avoid.
Sir, well, let me ask you, because Miss Martin said that you are a serial cheater. And I have a plethora of examples here. Are you?
I made mistakes. I wouldn't say that I am now, but I made mistakes in the past, yeah.
So how many mistakes have you made, as you call them?
Too many.
Too many?
Yeah.
More than 5?
Around that number.
Around, more than 10?
Nah, no, not 10.
Okay, so we're talking about more than 5 as in 5 different women?
Well, there have been multiple occasions with some of the same women.
Mm-hmm.
Like my ex that she's speaking of.
So more than 10 times,
I would
but
say,
less than 5
I'd
women.
say 7 times. I wouldn't say
6 or
like,
7 times. I would call that serial. That's a lot. So what's going on with you? Why do you cheat so much? Why is there so much infidelity in the relationship?
I don't. I mean, at the time where I was doing it, it was like, in the beginning, like she said, when in the ex situation, we wasn't really official, so I don't really count that even as cheating. Now, any other time, you know, it was like I wasn't really getting no attention or a lot of arguing, stuff like that. Like a lot of back and forth where, you know, I might mine just might wander off and do things I ain't supposed to do.
Well, a lot of people have issues and arguments in their relationship. That is not an
Correct.
excuse
Correct.
for sneaking around and stepping out of their relationship. Am I right, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
We were actually living in my car at one point
Why are you living in your car?
because at the time he was telling me that he didn't have a place to go.
Where are you staying at the time?
At the time I was actually living with my parents.
You leave your parents' house and you move into a car?
Yeah.
How'd that work out for you?
Not too good.
You say that you've found him on a lot of these dating apps.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
This one particular time we were staying in hotels. So this one night he passed out and I ended up checking his phone. I goes into his phone and I see all these dating apps. I see Snapchat, I see Tinder, I see Plenty of Fish. He probably on blackpeoplemeet.com, I don't know. But I go into the dating apps and I see a bunch of messages and I submitted evidence, Your Honor.
I'll take a look at your evidence. Let's see what you submitted. And who are these messages to?
There's random women on dating apps.
You cheat with your exes and also random women as well?
I haven't never cheated with an ex, but like I said,
I thought you said there were only about 5 different women. I'm looking at 7 names.
And Your Honor, if you look at the top right corner, it says 31 likes, plus the 6 messages that's up there. So it got to be like around 37 girls that he was probably messaging or.
But the likes got to do with anything, though. I mean, that's likes.
Really, you act like you're single.
I mean, I did. I don't do it now.
Really?
Yeah,
when did you stop?
I have made.
When did you turn over that new leaf? Because you're in divorce court today.
I mean, it's been a while, if you ask me.
What's a while for you, sir?
Couple months.
Oh, okay. 2 months. So 3 years, you have 2 months of being faithful.
Yes, basically. That's how you want to put it, yes.
Maybe you're just tired.
And again, Your Honor, this is about social network again. We were actually living in my car at one point.
Why are you living in your car?
Because at the time he was telling me that he didn't have a place to go and he didn't have really many people to call on so he can stay at their place. So I ended up letting
He didn't have anybody to call. I saw 7 names on the list you just showed me. So he didn't have anywhere to go. So you do what?
I ended up letting him stay in my car.
Where are you staying at the time?
At the time I was actually living with my parents.
And you move out of your parents' house to do what?
Eventually, yeah, to stay in the car with him.
You leave your parents' house and you move into a car?
It was kind of like, yeah.
Why would you do that?
I got into it with my parents. It was basically like a thing where, they was looking out for me, and it's like, at the time I didn't want to hear it, I'm in love with this man. I want to do what's
What were your
right
parents telling you?
Basically the same thing that you're saying, like you do too much for him and, stuff like that.
So you thought the best thing for you to do was to move in to the car with him?
Yes.
How'd that work out for you?
Not too good because...
You understand your family has your best interest at heart, right?
I know, yep.
You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Even when it hurts, it's important to listen because I'm gonna tell you something. You can't get all your value in life from just what you think is romantic love. Mm-hmm. You call it making mistakes. So you have that many instances of you stepping out of your relationship. It's not a mistake. You're doing what you want to do. It's a pattern. It's a part of who you are.
And, Your Honor, I got another thing to say. While we were living in a car, at the time, he didn't have a phone. He didn't have none of that type of stuff. So he was using my phone. And come to find out, I see that he's messaging a bunch of girls and this one particular ex again.
On your phone, living in your car.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Anderson, Ms. Martin has her parents that she can live with if need be, but you seem to be just moving from pillar to post, and I'm trying to understand why.
I've been like that since a child. I never lived with my parents. I mean, I haven't lived with my mom since I was 7. I haven't lived with my dad since I was 13.
So you're used to just
basically.
figuring it out.
Yeah.
Living where you need to live at any given moment. Am I right?
Yes, Your Honor.
What are your parents telling you about this relationship now, Ms. Martin?
Nothing really much. It's just that, you know, when you get tired, you get tired. That's just what they're telling me now.
So they waiting on you to get tired?
But pretty much.
You're not tired yet?
Been tired.
You brought a witness into court today. She's here by phone. What advice did you give Ms. Martin about this relationship based on your observations?
I just basically told her that if she's not happy, then she should leave.
This may be hard for you to hear, but this needs to be the day that you start listening. If you'd like your case to be heard on divorce court, call us toll-free 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Miss the show? Watch full episodes on our streaming platforms and follow us on social media for exclusive content. Are you fighting for someone who loves you, or are you fighting for someone to love you?
I thought I was fighting for somebody who loves me.
And how has that love been shown to you?
She don't want for nothing. Regardless of what I put her through.
She's living in her car with you.
It's not happening now.
You're suing for $5,000 today.
Yes.
What is that a result of?
That is from us being evicted. We came home one day and we noticed that the locks was changed. And everything in the house is gone.
So
why are you suing for those items? Why are you suing him for them? Why do you say he's responsible?
Because he was supposed to pay the rent. He told me once we moved into that apartment, oh, you can, fall back. I'll pay all the bills and you can stay home, take care of the kids and stuff like that and go to school. And I'm like, okay, that sounds like, what woman wouldn't want that?
With Mr. Anderson's track record, you really thought that was going to be the case?
I mean, at this time, yeah, because I thought that he would change because we had a conversation prior to that. So I'm thinking.
And you're suing for $500. You say she owes you $500 for what, sir?
She in school right now, so I did tell her that I would pay for it, but I didn't. So what had happened was I guess she ended up paying for it out of her own pocket. And me and her got into this big dispute. She took my phone, she went into Cash App, and I think I had like $500, $600 in there, and she sent the money to herself.
Mm-hmm. For what?
I guess for her tuition or just because she was mad.
Did you do that?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was the reason? You feel like you're owed that $500?
Yes, because he promised me that he was going to pay the tuition.
Well, you did, but you're saying that it wasn't voluntary because she took it from your account. By the way, he testified that for the last 2 months, he's been faithful in this relationship. He's turned over a new leaf. Do you believe that?
No, Your Honor.
So you think he's still been stepping out of the relationship in the last 2 months?
Believe it? What proof do you have?
Somewhere,
Because you
yes,
assuming
I do.
stuff?
Because
you making assumptions?
when you have to lie to me about who you're talking to and why you're talking to them, that's...
Look how you act when you accuse me, of course. Can't tell you I'm talking to a female about business or doing her tattoo because you're still...
Your Honor, can I tell you about this?
Mr. Anderson, that's what happened, sir. You have earned the reputation you have in this relationship. So even the seemingly innocent behavior is suspect. But I don't know how innocent it is.
No, Your Honor, again, I just want to break, because he's trying to make this story like it's so innocent, but I'm using his phone and I just happened up going through like the contacts and it's this unknown number. So I call it, she answers, but she doesn't say much. And he's like, well, why you going through my phone? You should be going through my phone and all this other stuff. And come to find out, it's a number that he had got. So he's telling me I got this number from my cousin. So.
When was this?
About
4 weeks ago.
Yeah. Not that long ago.
4 weeks ago. I thought you said it had been 2 months.
I ain't cheating. It wasn't what she thought it was.
Yeah, he's telling me that.
Let me hear from you. You brought a witness into court today. Her name is Aisha Ballard. She's here by phone. Ms. Ballard, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
What do you have to offer in terms of testimony in this case today, ma'am?
I've just always been there for Tiara as a friend. Just like if she feels as though this relationship isn't for her, then she should just move on. Even still, like, taking up for Darrell, like saying, well, maybe he'll get together, maybe he won't, but you'll know when you're tired.
What was the issue?
The issue was he would do, like, a lot of cheating or, like, a lot of flirting on social media, which would trigger Tiara to get upset. So then that would lead to a lot of arguing.
What advice did you give Miss Martin about this relationship based on your observations?
I just basically told her that if she's not happy, then she should leave, and maybe she can even try it at a later date. But then if she feels as though that she's really not happy, then just let it go all the way if it's just hindering her that much.
Okay, thank you for your testimony, Miss Ballard.
You're welcome.
Miss Martin?
Yes, Your Honor.
You can't keep blaming a clown for acting like a clown. You have to ask yourself why you keep going to the circus. I've heard about this relationship the last 3 years. I'm gonna tell you something. Your parents are right. You need to listen to your parents. Your friends are right. You need to listen to your friends. And now you're in front of a judge, and I want you to listen to me. You deserve better. Somewhere along the line, your self-esteem has hit a new low because you are willing to move out of your home and live in a car and go from hotel and be homeless and all of these things. And you say he's the reason, but it's your choice. Because you are choosing this dysfunctional relationship that has nothing to do with love. Absolutely nothing to do with love. Because if he loved you, he'd respect you. Do you understand? Your parents love you,
Yes,
and they
Your Honor.
want the best for you. And you've been pursuing your education. You had a job as a home health aide, and you're giving all this up to run around for what? For someone who's cheated on you 10 times? It's never ending? You said it 4 weeks ago, you found other messages? I believe you. This may be hard for you to hear, but this needs to be the day that you start listening. You gotta put your big girl pants on and understand you have to start making better choices for your life, for yourself. Get your self-confidence back, get your self-love back, get your self-esteem back, and start choosing you. Today needs to be the day you chose you. I'm not ordering him to pay you back the money. That's gonna be the lesson, the hard lesson that you have to take out of court today. He doesn't owe you that money. You got evicted because you're running around chasing, I don't know what this is because it's not love. Beautiful, smart, intelligent young lady. My judgment to you is to choose you. There'll be no money recovery in this case on either side. As for you, sir, I have nothing else to say. Your actions have said everything over the course of these last 3 years, and you already know everything. Every time I talk to you, you get a smug look on your face. I wasn't cheating. Explanations for everything. You have a reason and excuse for everything. Be a better human being to the mother of your child.
I think Judge Faith's verdict was fair. She told me some stuff that I needed to hear.
When it comes to Judge Faith's verdicts, she was fair, but I agree to disagree. I have intentions of being a better person, like she said, a better human being, a better man.
I don't agree with, as far as him redeeming himself.
It's definitely fixable, I feel like. I mean, I caused most of the problems, so I'm gonna publicly apologize. I apologize for everything I ever did to you, anything that made you feel any type of way. I apologize, and like I told you before, I got intentions of being a better person because I don't want to lose you.
I mean, if a person wants change, it got to be from the heart. That person got to want to change.